behind the curtain. Look at you. We're in Kevin Kyle's kitchen. This is the table he eats his breakfast, but...
Here, this is all over the place, isn't it?
I know.
How far away he's off of me?
Hello. Social distancing, mate, innit?
That's what it's all about. We do everything by the book.
By the way, what about the mask? Brilliant,
That's the best I've seen.
You've done the big man, haven't you?
That's the best I've ever seen him.
No, you should just wear that every show.
I know.
It makes a change though. It's usually hanging out your feet, doesn't it?
I'm glad you see the sheet.
What about you were right with that snow, by the way?
I know.
I told you. I can
Snow's
predict
coming.
the future.
Obviously that
Just
was
about-
pre-recorded, but how was your Christmas?
Well, mine was Christmas Day. To be honest with you, I was burling, which I normally am. I don't think the family were too happy with me, but hey ho.
What did you make an arse at?
No, I like to get up in the morning, just
Champagne?
a wee glass of something nice. I discussed it with you. I think it's the way to go.
Yeah, right.
So, but by the time 3 o'clock comes around, you know, maybe it's not the most cleverest thing.
Wait, are you one of the dads that comes down while everyone's opening their presents with the dressing gown on and the boys singing it?
Aye, raging.
I can see Mark like that with the cravat on and all that, wouldn't you?
What time did you get up? What time did you get up at?
I just didn't go to bed. I stayed under the tree.
No, what time did you get up at though, seriously?
Frank, did you pull any crackers? Did you pull any crackers?
Pull any crackers yet? No, I've got a cracker in this.
Oh, there you go.
He is a cracker.
Always, aye.
Big darling.
Paul, how you doing? You're looking very smart again.
Aye, I feel a bit lost here, Si. I want to be in all together, mate. Do you know what I mean?
What's happening with
Don't get
the...
wrong. Get an
Did you
idea.
see the New Year's show? I've not asked you to. Did you see the wee
By the way.
Fold Kieran what he done to me?
I thought it was brilliant.
Did you?
I thought I think he intimidated you right for the off, and you kind of
Didn't need it.
you get no help for him.
No, I
Didn't
don't.
you? He just distanced himself big time.
There was actually one. Here, Derek. There was actually one I went like that. Si went it, and he was like, "Don't fucking involve me."
He was class, wasn't he? He was brilliant.
We're going to get him. You're going to get him back to her.
There's just to let you know, there could be future something happening with me and Ford.
Oh, brilliant.
Well, right.
Right.
TV show.
Wow.
Aye. Interference.
I don't know what it is, but I'm telling
You
you.
going to cut his hair?
Could cut his wee mullet.
Do you have a haircut?
No, just slicked it back a wee bit.
He's looking great, isn't he?
What's this on
they're pins.
Joker. That's me. That was me for the Kelvin Grove Stairs, remember?
Are you the big jack?
But see, with Ford,
Brilliant.
Barry said you need to go from right away, right, Derek? Do you think
You need to go from right away.
right for the start, right?
But see, that's Barry Ferguson Hothead. He's not thinking
But
about
I
it.
think you need, by the way, these guys
I
like
think
Fort
he's
are
just
clever
I think
cookies,
he's
by the
giving
way.
respect
I
to
don't
himself.
think you go into their world to try and take them on like that. You've got to a wee bit more cage, a wee bit more cagey.
Yeah, you
Aye.
talk. I'll just
Aye.
listen. Aye.
That's why he's
done it, he's done
The only
every
thing
day.
is, you only get 2 chances at that. So the first chance, see if I
fucked
go
up.
in again, he does me again, you're done. You don't get back on the media.
It was like McGeady with Boric, wasn't it? That's what it was like when he went back into the show. You'll punch fuck at you again. I wouldn't do that.
I'm not doing it.
Right, who knows wins?
Yes.
Slaney leaderboard.
Come on, son. Here we go.
Da-da-da, da-da-da.
Where are you?
Don't need to read that.
All right, he's got it off. Let's see their shoes. Get their shoes up on the desk. Oh, look at these, man. What's shinier, your shoes or your nose?
Guys, we've got a very...
Or his head?
Derek,
I'm
happy with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me.
we've got a very special winner here today, Simon.
Oh, have it right.
10 out of 10 results.
10 in a row.
Don't. Please don't mention
Don't mention it.
10 out of 10 for the one and only Simon, Frank, Derek Ferguson! Yeah! 10 out of 10 you got.
Done, son.
Did you even know? Right.
But Simon, wait to hear this for the
What did you
announcement.
win?
You ready for this? So you've obviously seen how much people win, mate. This is absolutely amazing. You never won 1,000.
Wait, is it huge?
Absolutely.
No, it's in the pot, but...
No, you might change your mind in a minute. It wasn't 2,000, it wasn't 3,000, It wasn't 4,000. It was 150 pounds. 150 pounds.
There you go.
So you did it. Money talks.
Just as long as you are here with me, I'd much rather be
forever in blue jeans. 150 pounds, Simon.
Yes, tell it.
And hold on, that goes into the pot. So we're up to, what are we up to now?
130.
No, we've done one earlier.
By the time we start getting out again.
But Simon,
It could be a couple of grand by the time we start getting out again.
Simon, you
You'll be gone out.
How's you only 130?
90 other winners.
Because
Go
that
to-
was
90.
90 winners.
Let me just double
I
check.
didn't know. That's my... I've
4,000
been that
people get
busy
9 out of 10.
the festive period.
There you
130
go. I
quid
just
though.
gave you that.
Aye,
Just gave
I
you
said to you
son.
before it goes into the pot.
There you go. Good man. I put mine in
the
the
big
pot
question
as well.
is, will we be able to get out?
I will eventually.
When?
We'll
You need
sneak
to
it.
have a word with Nicola.
Sneak it.
Well,
I could see you and Nicola getting together.
Yeah.
And sorting it out.
Oh no, you didn't want that.
She asked me to go to Dubai.
Derek, so
Before I know,
Not at all.
how good was only an excuse? No,
unbelievable.
how good, the one I said to you earlier in the garage.
Brilliant. That's my
Pump two,
favourite.
I thought it
That's
was
my
class.
favourite. Brilliant.
mate, he made
Okay,
all
one
excuse.
of the girls' dad come up to me and says, "That was my daughter." I was like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, you know, it wasn't me, do
It
you?
was brilliant. So, like,
They don't
He,
get it.
see, all out doing all the years, he made all the excuse.
Yeah,
Do you
definitely.
know what I mean? There was,
He was the best one.
Aye, because the wee guys were great, but listen, it takes a big character
I
to.
know. It was brilliant, but it was brilliant when it was the Dennis Law and
I didn't know
Kenny
them.
Souness.
Souness,
Brilliant.
Walter, aye.
Walter and all that.
Magic
It was
guy.
different class.
Yeah.
You know,
So just-
big Gordon McQueen used to do Gordon, and he didn't like it. He tried to stop it and all that.
I can't understand.
Big Gordon wasn't happy.
Gordon McQueen never
God
helped
rest him. He wasn't happy.
Nah.
He wasn't happy.
Chick
Just-
Young as well.
Chick Young was good to have.
And it was kind of surreal because that Saturday I was sitting beside Chick Young at the game, so it's weird when you sitting with
know,
him, this kind of icon, and then you go to the game and you're sitting with wee Chick Young. And I love it.
Would you call Chick Young an icon?
I call him a few other things.
Called him a few names, but never an
I
icon.
like Uncle Chick.
You can
Uncle
tell
Chick's-
when I was talking, my eyes were up glazed because I was me and him were laughing that much, you know, because Phil Differ was there. And it was good fun.
Oh, was it interviewed at the same time?
No, the chick was interviewing me, but Phil was there when they were filming it.
Chick's
Just
a
to make
good
sure I
guy.
didn't say nothing bad.
Some team. Right, Slaney, leaderboard. Did
Well,
you...
see, the thing is, New Year, same old stuff, interrupted again.
Sorry, mate.
I'm happy.
Well, Derek, just to clarify it, the reason you only won £130, which is still, listen, no bad, is because there was 96 other players.
Wow.
Got 10 out of 10. Frank,
As you
where the fuck were us to?
I know.
You know what I mean?
The knowledge is unbelievable, isn't it?
I know.
But here, even
Well done.
better,
Brilliant, I'm proud
that was
of
on Boxing Day, the results. Last week, however, the winner managed to bag himself £5,000 for getting 7 out of 10 results.
Well done.
Hi, Dan.
So he won
Hasn't he?
£5 grand for getting 7 and he only won 130
I think
out
that's
of
what's
10.
brilliant about it. It's
That's what-
quite mad, that, isn't it?
Mysterious.
Mental.
It's not
Mysterious.
very often you get, because there's always one flings it in. It's not very often you get one. I mean, it was Celtic and Rangers thing. You picked Rangers.
Just to reveal the name, is Jordan Clark who won the £5,000.
Well done, Jordan Clark.
Jordan was superb.
Well done, sir.
Also, a big well done to NB Treble 1 for winning the December leaderboard on 40 points. He won a football top of his choice.
Wait, can I say something? These guys that are winning, not once have they messaged us saying 100 quid for...
Oh, I into the pot.
I know. I know.
Do you know what I mean? If that was me, I've won £5 grand, I'd be messaging the boys saying there's...
I think we should get all the winners, phone them up when we're going to
Make
and
a
bring them to
donation.
our day out.
Oh, bring on one of them.
Bring them to our day out and we can just rent a place.
What we'll have seen is the open goal fans are tight bastards, isn't it?
Aye.
That's a
That's
great
exactly
idea
like me.
he's just come up with.
Right.
Macca, what a great idea.
I know.
Yes, that's a great idea. They can come on the night
Get
out.
them on, bring their money.
Bring their
Will you speak
girlfriend.
to them, Slaney? Will you speak to them?
No.
I won't actually serious. I won't.
Bring your girlfriends at your own peril.
Be good actually. I think we should start trying to have FaceTime with them, the winner, each week. Do you know what I mean?
I'll get you there, mate.
Better having a day out with them.
Anything else left on the leaderboard to announce?
Still got a bit to go.
Right, let's go then.
Sorry, mate.
Okay.
What a buzz that gives you.
Well, that's unbelievable, wasn't it? Right, Simon, here we go. Just to end it, right?
It's spilt on me. I hope that everyone. On me. That's why I've got this.
Frank, obviously, right, I'm going to get through it now. It's been really, obviously, shite year, the stuff that's going on, but we always put a smile on people's faces, Simon, and the pot this week starts at £15,000. And as you know, we ain't settling for that. We want to rise all the way up to, Simon, I would say 30, 40, 50,000. We want this, the winner, shared among, and thousands among them all.
Thousands amongst them all. There you go.
So, as I said,
Now I'm ready
to rise again.
Well,
You better rise up. You better rise up. You better rise up. Okay, Simon, to play, download the Who Knows When app and join the Open Goal League for your chance to win. The pin for the main league is RITC21.
RICT.
Good.
Well done.
Is that you done?
Right done. Well done.
Well done, Paul.
Thanks, guys.
Amazing yet again. Right, boys, what do you make of the game? Derek Ferguson, happy man, we'll ask you first.
Extremely happy. I don't think Rangers played that well, that's obvious. I think Celtic, majority of the play, looking pretty dangerous, but at the minute Rangers are a winning machine. They find a way. Obviously the sending off helps them big time. The end of the season, you look at it, you know, and I mean, they changed their tactics, Celtic, the high press. Normally, and what Rangers have been really good at is getting past that high press. You know, they've proved that in Europe. But for whatever reason, they've been like that the last 3 or 4 games. So they've been just off it a wee bit. And, you know, when Celtic went through a kind of bad patch, they were losing games. Rangers are going through it, probably their wee kind of stutter, their wee bad patch, but they're still winning. So they found a way, and I just think the day the quality wasn't quite there as well. They should have maybe went a wee bit longer, got at Celtic's defence, a wee bit quicker. But at the end of the day, Celtic were the better side on the day, but in their games, and we know what it's like, it's about winning them. And however you do it, doesn't matter, just win that game of football. And it was such a huge game for Celtic, obviously. Right, and it was because you looked at that and it had to be a must-win. So for them to come away with nothing, it's a sorry. But Rangers just march on, and it's just what I'm saying earlier. To repeat myself, they're just a winning machine.
And you've got the subs jacket on the day.
That's it, by the way. Happy with this.
You want to ask your mate Frank what he thought of the game, Paul?
You see the performance, right? Will that give hope?
No.
Nah.
No.
I think it's the gap's far too big.
Listen, there's never been a problem. I don't think it's clicked with Griff coming back. He just loves playing, and Edward looks as if he's happy with him up front. But the two of them, and it works for Celtic when they do that. Middle to front, there's never been a problem. I don't think. You know, they've maybe no scoring luck. You know, luck's against them. But the defence and the keeper, just it's been non-exempt. Honestly, it's been terrible this year. You look at Rangers, McGregor, 39 or whatever he is. What a signing he was! Unbelievable signing. And that's what happens when you get a good keeper. They keep it to nothing each, let you go to part and score I mean, they never, let's be honest, Rangers never had a shot on target. You know, not even the goal. They come off, it was an own goal. So they've done all right. And people say, well, they never got a shot on target, but they were all over the place. One ball that get played through, beat on, he's a midfield player. I mean, I kept saying that all the time. He's a midfield player, so he's trying to win the ball. That's what you do in midfield. But centre half, so you go get in the right side of him.
Drop off.
He tried to win and he just turned him, and it's.
But that one, he said there about McGregor. Wow.
We're talking about.
See, that's what. Sorry, mate. That's what thing we've done. Foster done it. The cup final last year. Rangers battered Celtic. I remember because I was in the Caribbean watching it, and they absolutely battered them. He saved everything, and then went out park. Julian scored one.
Decision making, right? Decision making. If you look at McGregor, who was phenomenal, right? But McLaughlin, they were to and fro earlier in the season. But what the manager did, Steven Gerrard, he thought, right, I need to get the number one. I'm going to make my mind up, and he's going to play now from now on. I thought it was maybe the European thing, but he's made a decision, right? And that's for the benefit of that back four and the goal, obviously, because that is a unit. Then you're talking about decision making, and when you think about decision makings in the big games, Beaton, you know, stupidly, you know, gets caught the wrong side, grabs him, That's decision making, and then it costs you. So that's what happens in the big games. You know, small details, decision making. But that's what I'm going back to the situation with the keepers at Celtic. They must be going like that. Who's in? Because you've got Bain there, you've got Barkas, the young boy Hazard. That boy Hazard, how must he feel? I was just thinking about it the other day. You know, he's playing all the games. He's thinking, I'm going to be playing the Old Firm game. It must be high as a kite, and then bang, he's not playing. I think you're just playing about with the emotions of some of the players.
I think
same at the back
one
way.
thing he came out the last game he played. He came out to get a ball and he turned his back on it. And that you can't do that against Rangers. I think that maybe so you've got to give Len a wee bit of respect for that because you can't do that in a Celtic.
What I'm trying to say, man,
There's an exclusive. Rob Douglas is signing the diff.
That is the difference because Rangers have made they're getting their decisions right. They've got that settled back four or back five with the keeper, and it makes a massive
But I go
difference.
back to it. It doesn't matter if they chop and change Rangers. They look drilled. They look as if they. I mean, you see that great word, repetition. They do it all the time in training. It's boring for the players, but it gets drilled in them. Every club I've been in, they've worked on the defence. Everything, and it looks as if they're not working on defence because people come in, they're all over the place. Beaton is there. Frimpong doesn't know if he's a defender or a midfield player. They're all over the place.
Slaney, they need to get Danny McGrain back as goalie coach.
Aye.
You know he was a goalie
He was
coach.
actually goalie coach, wasn't he?
I know.
No,
He was.
Danny McGrain was a goalie.
Danny was a goalie coach.
Aye,
Even he when they bought half of the players.
Genuinely, when I signed somebody said like he used to be the goalie coach. Fuck me.
He used to wash his gloves in the
No, I
shower.
swear, mate.
He used to go and shoot into them, didn't he? That's it. Just kick the ball into them. That was it. That's a training.
Wow.
Hadji, you said you could be the man, and you were proven right.
And fair play to
Changed the game, didn't he? A wee
Fair
bit?
play to the young man because again with the disappointment, I know starting because he'd been playing really well the last 3-4 games. Obviously Roof was struggling a wee bit with injury. We didn't know about that. But the one thing that we Hadji come on and maybe surprised a lot of the Rangers punters because he showed a wee bit of devilment with his work rate. We know he can play. But I think that's what Rangers lacked a wee bit as well, which really surprised me. That wee bit of kind of fire in the belly. He come on, get in about it, you know, try to make things happen and certainly made a difference. So, no, I was delighted for him because he would have been hurt, you know, in that, no being in that starting 11. Gerrard said that, you know, he wasn't going making a sentiment, but I think there might have been a wee bit with that, you know, but Roof's been playing well, but no, fair play to
Derek,
him.
can I just quickly ask? Obviously, when Rangers, do you think a lot of Rangers players, the manager, the fans, they're keeping it close, saying it's no over, not. Of course, they can't come out and say it, but do you think if they get through January with maximum points, because it's such a tough month, do you think that you could then start to think this is new our league?
I don't think the manager, backroom staff at Rangers will even allow that.
Yeah.
Until it's done and dusted, I think that what you'll get, and you'll probably get it for me as well, it's still cliche, one game at a time. You know, Rangers I think, are in a wee slump at the minute. I don't think they're at their best. So I've said earlier, a couple of guys I was talking to that it's time to reset and get back to that. So they'll be probably working on that this week. But no, doesn't mean if they get through January unbeaten that the league's in the bag. It's to get ahead of themselves last season, so that's why that will not happen this season. So that's how you'll hear it, and it's right. One game at a time, try and tick them off one game at a time until you get yourself out of that line.
Would you be getting carried away, Paul?
Absolutely. Yeah. If you're a Rangers player, I'm celebrating and I'm running about set parts and I've won it. Definitely. 22 points you can go before Celtic play again. And I know they've got games in hand, but looking at that table, that is mentally draining if you're a Celtic player.
Did you not say the opposite on the podcast?
I think so.
What did he say?
He said it wasn't over. Now he's saying it.
Well, when was that done? When was that? A couple of days ago?
You know how he changed his mind?
Brilliant.
I'll tell you why, right?
Aye.
See, when I stepped
slept on it.
Is the pundit. No, is the host.
Presenter.
Fuck you. Can't even do that, mate. I change it a wee bit.
Frank, Dubai trip, obviously.
Yeah.
Topic of government statement this week.
Well, he can't
Do you have a
get to
problem
the
with-
Caribbean.
I can't get Caribbean there.
That's a
Listen,
disgrace.
we're going. I've sorted it. We're going to Dubai next week.
Who?
Us.
Yeah. You've got a problem with it, Frank, though, seriously.
But listen, morally, it's no right for the fans, and the fans are not happy with him going. But it was booked
In
months
advance.
ago. They spoke to the Scottish government. I'm not happy with being happy because she's giving it. But she's having a go at the Celtic club, and I'm going. But they spoke to the. I mean, Celtic made a statement. They spoke to them, said it was all right. If they knew there was going to be a problem, why did they not pick up the phone and say, look, we're going to shut down, don't go. And I'm sure that, Celtic as a football club would have said, right, okay. They'd abide by that, but they didn't get told anything. So they went, and all of a sudden, what it's like, you get there first day, you're having a beer when you get there, and then they start training the following day, and all of a sudden, everyone has photos of Rooney and Lenny having a beer. I mean, do me a favour, you go to Dubai, you've got a long trip, you only get about 20 pints on the plane. So, need a drink, didn't they?
It's a PR disaster, isn't it?
Morally it's wrong because you're having dairy, that's what I mean. But
the thing is, Mark, I know, because we knew because of what was happening at Christmas, we were getting allowed to get together, there was going to be consequences, and we knew that we were going to maybe be kind of grounded, if you want to call it that, in lockdown for 3 or 4 weeks or whatever. So you've kind of got to look ahead. But also what I was thinking, I didn't realise they went to Dubai on the Saturday night, right after the game. Imagine getting on the plane after you've been defeated with your biggest rival. I couldn't imagine that.
I'd be away.
Do you think that really bothers them?
But is it not good to get away? Do you think it's not good to get away from the pressure?
Do you not think it would bother my teammates? It would bother me, it would bother my teammates. I don't know if the players have still got that same.
Your only worry would be if you could get your Lilo on your hand luggage, isn't it?
But can you imagine that?
I wouldn't have been happy getting away getting beat.
But is it not good to, they've been under a lot of pressure this year, is it not good to get away from it?
Oh, boo.
I think, even though
if you don't want to be under pressure, you shouldn't be playing for Celtic then. Simple as that.
Even though maybe they've paid and they've organised it all, I think they should have kind of second thoughts and went, listen, all right, if it's going to, we have to cancel it, just cancel it and take the wee hit, because they've just left themselves open to so much abuse by the way.
I understand that, but listen, they spoke to the government, and if we could get Dubai, we'd be there in a minute. So I'm not saying it's morally it's wrong because they're so far behind in the pandemic and all that kind of stuff. But listen, we can go to Dubai tomorrow, it's still open.
Yeah.
So why shouldn't the boys? They're not playing it Monday.
Slaney was meant to go out to put cream on Lenny's back, wasn't you?
He asked me to come here. See me at his pals. Don't get involved with it. I don't want it anymore.
Lenny would need a lot of cream on his back. He'd be ginger or it'll be hotter.
He was on the bed and all, wasn't he? And Bruni.
I know, but it's big umbrella around him.
Right, Paul?
I don't think it's over.
Good man. Slaney.
It's not over till it's finished, but mathematically, but it's a massive
just quickly, this is just a wee quick one. When you play with Celtic Rangers, was there ever a big comeback for this team in second place?
No, not really.
Nothing like that.
We knew when we beat Rangers that season, when Rangers the really good team, we beat them at New Year, and then we beat them at March at Ibrox, and we sort of knew then. Right. That was, we knew if we go to Ibrox and beat them in March, it was sort of, but it was a lot closer than what it is now. But we sort of knew then that we've got a chance.
And you always see like the Old Firm games are massive, aren't they? And that's played 2 and Rangers have won 2, and that kind of starts to tell you the story, doesn't it?
I mean, listen, they couldn't do any more. For an hour they were outstanding. People saying,
don't disagree with that.
That shot at Griff's, I thought, I couldn't believe we were going to corner. I'm going, what's he corner for? Didn't know McGregor got to what a save. That's world class.
What would you have done on this kitchen table?
Oh, aye.
I'd love to see you dancing on that.
I know.
I would love to. Sliding me one that side, somebody else's slide.
Only Joe Miller could get under the lights. Hey, me Joe Miller would need dance under the lights.
The real disappointment in all this, Simon, and away from all the Glasgow stuff, Jack Ross.
Oh, Hibs! Wow.
I'm really surprised.
That's because it was all the papers that he was talking to Celtic, and then all of a sudden no won a game.
Was that
pressure?
I haven't seen that.
I know, it was all over social media and all that, wasn't it? There was a talk.
Slaney, but what have I said to you all season? I've been bumping my gums about Livingston. I've been saying these about they're a good. I quite like watching them. A lot of other pundits at times go they're kind of tagged. Right, they're tagged as this long ball team. Go and watch them. They can fight. They've got a wee bit of kind of steel about them. But when they need to play, they can play. And the wee boy Martindale, since he's
the wee boy.
The wee boy Martindale. I love him, by the way.
Enthusiastic.
And even
infectious.
Forget what he's done. Back in the day, everybody deserves a second chance. He's got his his opportunity, and fair play to him. And he's just got the wee boy Riley in as well, another good
signing, Gavin Riley.
I watched him a lot at Queen of the South.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good signing for there? But do you think Brophy going to
Great signing, I think.
Great signing,
I tell you what are Kilmarnock thinking about? Why have they not got him tied down?
I don't understand.
Jim Goodwin's got a good in there, I'll tell you. Because I watched a lot of Brophy.
I thought there might be something wrong.
Hamilton.
That they've got him, you know what I mean? Because I thought,
Why didn't Aberdeen sign him?
He's a Scottish international.
He was linked to Aberdeen, wasn't he?
Hey,
Why didn't
that
why
doesn't
didn't
matter
they get
nowadays.
Aberdeen?
Dale, that doesn't matter nowadays. Scottish international doesn't matter nowadays. You come to Scotland,
Well,
you
here,
get a
just
tap.
back on it, on Jack Ross. He's putting off the Celtic Monday. If he gets another defeat here, will there be questions getting asked?
I always think the Hibs are better by a back three. I don't know why they went back to a back four, didn't they? With Hanlon and Porteous in the middle. I think they're better with McGinn, Porteous and Hanlon at the back.
Well, listen, he's sort of wee, I don't know why, because I like the way Hibs play. I do, I like they have a go. But I just think they've maybe got a wee bit ahead of themselves, thinking they just need to turn up, and they've been fouled out. That's one thing you can't do.
There's a lot of talk about Nisbet not leaving as well. That's going to get us at Nisbet, isn't it?
He wasn't playing.
Sunderland after him.
But it gets to him in training, you know, he's not there, you're thinking about
I sometimes think that can work the other way.
Sometimes it can, but
somebody's interested in you. You feel $1 million. You want to go out and show what you're all about. So sometimes it can work for you. And
I mean,
maybe
good players
you
there.
against
A lot of players now just think they're good enough to go anywhere, and they're not. A lot of players in Scotland at the moment, you know, they think there's a lot. I'm not going to name them, but some players at Celtic think they're better than what they are.
Go on, name them.
No.
See, when there was interest for you at Motherwell, Celtic, did that make you feel $1 million, or did you go the other way?
Oh, I just wanted to turn my back as quickly as possible in Motherwell.
Absolutely.
As soon as I hear a bigger club, and see if I was at Celtic and another bigger club came in again, I don't exactly listen to the game. You have to be an individual in this life. Do not put yourself first all the time, because if you don't, you see what happens. What Ford done to me when I put him first. You see what can happen. Never let anybody step ahead of you. I'm telling you that right now, Ford.
Can I see when I'm just thinking, as we're talking there, I'm thinking about Hibs. Tell you what they need. They need somebody, now they've got the boy Gogic, who just sits in front of that back 3 or 4, whatever you. I mean, he just stops people playing, but you need somebody that can do that, but can also go and play
as well.
And I think that's
But he's
what
been
they need.
outstanding.
But they need somebody else like that. He's not been outstanding.
No, when he first went in, he was everyone said that's what they needed.
But
all
I
of a
agree.
sudden it's just turned against them now.
I agree, he's good at getting about people, but you also need the other side where you get on it and pop it about.
At that level, if Hibs want to go where they want to go and be challenging a Celtic or a Rangers, you need a bit better way the ball. I'm no shit on listen, the boy is good at what he does. Stoking teams play. You need guys like that in your team. But to go to the next level, you also need to go and play a wee bit as well.
I don't know if Jack Ross is tough enough. You know that?
No, I think he is, mate. Tell what I hear.
Same.
Why do you think that? I've heard he can go, Jack Ross. Like, he can crack a hit.
Can he? I just don't know.
Good manager, but he can lose the ball as well. It's good.
He's
You
good
need that,
looking
I think you
manager,
need that.
Slaney. Yeah, he's
I
a
think
good
you
looking
need that.
guy.
He's got a bit of Jack Ross about him with the way he's dressing that, didn't he?
Aye. He's got a badge like that.
Really good.
Jack Ross has got a badge like that as well.
Right, Motherwell, Slaney.
Come on.
Appointment getting made today between Graham Alexander, Tommy Wright, Keith Lasley, or Simon Grayson. There you go.
Wait a minute.
How come, can I ask you, before you go, you've named the list, how come Gary Holt's not in there?
Buses.
Buses, you're not with buses and
He's got, right, get your bus to, right, put your bus on the back burner.
You just slaughtered him. You just says Livingston were hopeless with him as a manager.
I never said that. I've said they were good. Listen, right, all season.
Aye, but
so
they're brilliant now.
And no. I've said they've been good. I've enjoyed going to watch them. Now you're naming names, right? I don't know how he is not in the frame.
Who would you take out of that 4 a.m. though? Who would you pick?
Who would I take? I would take, till the end of the season, I'd take Tommy Wright.
To the end of the season? You would take at the end of the season.
He'd keep him up. I know, but whether you want to watch that football long term, I don't know.
That's one of them. Simon Grayson's done all right, but he's...
I don't know for me, no Grayson. I know why you're saying Tommy Wright, because he would get in there and sort it out, and it might not be the
big jacket,
the kind of silky football, but he'll get them organised, difficult to beat.
But that's what they need that though, Derek, after the Accies game.
Aye, by the way, they were all over they weren't all over the place. I was at the game, I watched the game. You know, the keeper was, I don't know, he was like jumping out the way of the ball. What was he up to? Aye.
So why is Stevie Craigie
I felt really sorry Slaney, for Lasley after that game.
No, would you want Stephen Craig?
I did on in the rain conversation.
I think you're curly toe.
Oh, curly toe.
Right, he's talking about Leslie.
No, I felt for him after the game because obviously he's been given the 4 games to try and get that job. He's obviously well thought of. He's a legend at Motherwell, Keith Lasley. Lasley's a good lad, by the way.
He's a good lad.
But he is. For me, listen, I'm a Hamilton man, innit? Aye. And that's our biggest rivals. But I would like to have seen Lasley get it. And I just think a result like that does you so much damage. So they boys let him down, and he brought a few in. I'm not even going to mention them. But I
keep
certainly...
talking about it. It's the players that get managers sacked, and if they don't date for you, that's...
There was one thing he says...
He's managed to get a manager here. If players don't date for you...
I'm going to interrupt you now, because he said something like it. No, after the game, he went like, some of the boys in there are hurting. So just what you're saying. So there's
just some.
There's some. And see that when he said that. So there's a few in there that obviously don't give a hoot about the club. So the quicker you get them out the door, the better.
What about their fixtures coming up? St Mirren away, Rangers at home, Aberdeen away, and Ross County at home. Massive month for Motherwell.
Isn't it half? And that squad of players. At the start of the season, I thought they were at least top 6, honestly. But
can you get top 6 without a goal scorer, Derek?
Well, they've got the boy What?
What? So you got three or four.
He started off well. He looked really fit. They had the boy Lang. They had the boy Long. They've got the boys at the White as well in there. So they've got enough. I'd watch games when they were getting enough ammunition, but they weren't able to put the ball in the back of the net. So you answer your question, you're probably right, but I thought what would have been the answer. But they've got a lot of talented boys, but it's not enough. They're not getting enough for the club. Maybe 1 or 2 of them are looking elsewhere. Maybe to go back down to England. I don't know, but nah, they're in a bit of soapy bubble. They've got to get their act together.
Soapy Suter, Derek Suter. Bit of soapy. Can't wait for this answer. Frank, you like Liam Kelly? Good signing for Motherwell.
A great signing.
Where does he play?
Move on.
Where does he play?
Midfield. Is he winger?
Goalkeeper.
Aye.
He's for Q.
Good keeper, good hands.
Ex-Rangers.
I don't know.
Was it Rangers?
Tam Cash, I phoned Tam Cowan.
He was at Rangers, right, and he was at Livy as well.
That's probably why I don't know him.
Right, he was at Livy. He is a good keeper.
He's a good keeper.
He's doing it Queen's Park Rangers, wasn't it?
There's a lot of goals getting flung by him at the moment, isn't it? Listen, there's a lot of goals getting flung by him at the moment, so how good is he?
No, he just came the day.
Oh, he just came, is he? It's 9 o'clock in the morning. What chance am I going to read the papers? Jesus!
A lot of goals come back.
It's 9 o'clock in the morning.
I think you're winding me up again.
Slaney, everyone, let's put our asses on the line right now. Who's going down? We'll get a prediction now, January, start of January. We'll look at back at the end of the year. Paul Slaney, you can go first. Who's going down?
Hamilton.
See it.
Francis.
I think Hamilton's in trouble, aye. I think it could be. Ross County's there as well, but...
No, they'll not go down.
I don't think they'll go down, but I think Hamilton's in big bother.
Okay, Hamilton.
I think Motherwell's a better team than Hamilton, I think.
But they've got to fight. Hamilton's got.
Well, they've got a lot of games to go. So, and if, as you say, listen, I don't know much about Motherwell, but the keeper was making a few rickets, so they've got the boy in the day. So that'll tighten it up, won't it?
Derek.
Can I give you my answer next week?
No.
I don't, because Hamilton always punch above their weight, and they have so for the last 4 or 5 years. They do an amazing job, but I just thought it might be a wee bit too much for them this season, and I thought it might be that this is the year that they might go down. But Ross County.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good effort. That's what I always picked, but they never did it.
I know. I don't want
Did you
it.
play against John Hughes?
Big goal.
Yogi actually, I bumped into him every now and again through different things, but he took me through my coaching badges, my B, and he was brilliant. I loved working under him, just his enthusiasm and just...
Did you pass?
A right football man. He passed me. He did. Great, but he's a great lad.
Did he do the thing he does with the board, and you think he's talking about tactics and it turns into...
He done a couple of things. It's more kind of the practical outside. I just thought he's really honest, really upfront. I like him. He's just a likeable guy. Yeah. Isn't he? I tell you what, I'd have loved him. I just missed when I went to Falkirk. I think Yogi had just left. I'd have loved to have played in the same team.
I played with him.
Was he hopeless to be in the same dressing room?
Brilliant.
What was he like in the dressing room?
Brilliant. Different class, honestly.
I love getting the gear off and that, didn't he?
See that interview with Judas, he was getting interviewed and he's ran back nude behind him.
But Rosie,
we boys were laughing, they knew what was happening. He stopped laughing because it was on TV.
So wait, did you and Mo Johnson play together at Falkirk?
No.
That was the reason I went to Falkirk. Partly it was Mo.
Is it?
Mo gave us a wee phone call and he says, get your backside down here, you know, so Mo's he's a good lad.
Yeah. I think Motherwell could go down it.
Did Motherwell get that 6 point ski there? No.
Well, it's still under a bit of investigation.
I don't even talk about that, man. That's
in fact, no, I'll change. I'll go Kelly.
Wow.
I
think it's so hard
to predict.
They've lost Brophy, didn't score goals as it is.
I think Motherwell will, when they get their new manager in, whether it's Keith Laslett or no, once they know what's happening, we're in the transfer window as well, and they get one or two in, I think they'll be okay. I know you hear it all the time, they've got too good a squad, but I genuinely think they have got too good a squad to get done.
Okay, Paul, last question. We've got the Scottish Cup.
I see a lot of amateur teams coming in and the semi-professional teams coming in to play the big dogs. Listen, I tell you, if I was in charge of football, I wouldn't allow it. I would not allow. You know my thoughts.
You wouldn't let them have their big day out now?
No, not at all. So you know my thoughts still low.
Can I ask you a question? What was the score last night? Huntley and Cumbernauld?
1 each. Cracking game.
No.
Was it not?
3-1.
No, listen.
Do you know what your Man United?
It was 1 each at some point.
I watched the Man United. That was a great game, the
Good
Man
game,
United, wasn't it? For a change.
What was?
The Man United
Man City.
game. The Man City. Brilliant game of football.
No, listen, as you say, Simon, it's a big day for these guys and it's absolutely brilliant. Inexperienced.
But if they want a big day, take them like Glasgow, head in the park or something.
Go to the park, go and swing, enjoy yourself. Yeah, Derek, what's your experience of playing against part-timers and guys like that?
I was a part-timer.
Correct.
As well. So, at Hamilton as well. I went to Hamilton, I was part-time.
What about the guys, but it's no professional clubs?
By the way, Slaney, I kid you not, I take my hat after him because when I was at Alloa as well, Hamilton I was part-time for a short period of time, then Alloa. And these guys, I mean, I was doing a wee bit of coaching during the day, I was going to training fresh as a daisy. These guys are up working for 6 o'clock in the morning. Different jobs. Some are in offices, some are out in the roads digging and all that. Then they would come in and work their backside off and go out on a Saturday and put a performance in for very little money as well. So I'll never have a bad word to say about part-timers. Honestly,
I'm only kidding.
Some good players.
I think the cup's great for small teams. You know, it's just get up against the big guns. I mean, in the centenary year, we could have got put out with Stranraer the first game.
Really?
Playing at Celtic, they got a penalty and all that. And luckily they missed it and now not part scored and beat them 1-0, but we went on after that. But we were that away that the whole season could have been so different. You know what I mean? Just that Stranraer, they deserved a draw at least.
See, with part-time players though, they're always like, every time you meet them, if you meet them in the pub and stuff like that, listen, I was one as well, right? But they always say, fucking hell, see if I didn't get that injury or I got a trial. I got a trial.
Trial. I got scouts are coming to watch us.
No, I was brilliant, but I got injured. That's the one I get.
20 years ago, I had Man United wanted to take me to England, but my dad couldn't get there or something like that.
I turned to drinking birds.
I started drinking.
Tell you what I love, Slaney.
Do you know what I love the guys and you know my feelings on them?
See when I was at Stranraer, I was assistant to Jerry Britton. We took in some players, and I hope I don't know if some of the guys will be listening in. I hope they are that probably other teams didn't want to even touch because of certain reasons. That maybe they were a bit. Some of them were a few madmen, but we loved working with them. We loved working with the madmen. That's what I enjoyed about it. No, maybe that's been disrespectful, but the characters. Not a lot of teams are thinking, nah, I'm not going to touch them. But see, when you go to them, man, you go to know them. Brand new.
Did you ever get a big draw when you were doing with Ayr or Clyde?
No, Simon.
Nah.
No, never. No, not at all. No. Try to think of something.
All right, that's it done then.
Here, who's the, just before you go, who's the maddest player at Celtic when you played and maddest Rangers player? Like crazy, something crazy done.
Is it not at Nisbet?
Scott Nisbet.
Was he not crazy?
Oh, I love Nizzy, aye. Because I've knew Nizzy since I was 11-year-old, aye. Some of the things he would come out with were crazy, man. But there was one guy that I always remember, and it takes in your team, Motherwell, Gregor Stevens. I played with Gregor Stevens. It was actually a reserve game. We were playing against Motherwell at Fir Park, and we scored, and the guy out the side of the dugout had been giving Gregor Stevens, I think he'd been at Motherwell, I think that's the kind of story, he'd been giving him pelters. So while we went to celebrate, Gregor had clocked the guy, and so the referee, the linesmen, they're all looking there at the celebration. He's jumped the wall, bang, cracked the boy, back on, but didn't know after the game when he got pulled up. But he was a crazy man, so he was. But a good lad and all, man. You would.
John Gagan says that Gregor was absolute nuts. He says he'd done him in the tunnel. He said the two of them were playing for Motherwell.
Brilliant, man. On to Cooper, Slaney.
I'll ask Frank today.
Right, okay.
Go on.
Frank, Dundee United versus St
How many
Johnston.
teams have we got here? 14 games.
Wow.
Big one.
That's
I know.
Oh, mate, I can't wait till you get to the bottom. Have you seen the teams at the bottom?
Aye. I'm going to go for Dundee United.
Dundee United. St Mirren, Motherwell.
St Mirren.
Livingston, Ross County.
Livingston.
Kilmarnock, Hamilton.
Draw.
Aberdeen, Rangers.
I was going to go for a draw there, but the way Rangers are playing is, I'll go for a draw.
Okay, Airdrie, Edinburgh City.
Don't know who's been playing well.
Airdrie, Frank.
Airdrie, that's the one, Airdrie. What's this?
Former Team United versus Annan the Flip. What's they call it?
Fort Martin.
Fort Martin versus.
Anybody gets this coupon up this week, I need to go for a home win.
Okay.
That'll be abandoned anyway. There's no.
Aye, they'll all be off.
Won't be happening.
Morton versus Dunfermline.
Dunfermline.
Arbroath, Falkirk.
Home win. Dick Campbell's got to do something. And Dick.
Every week.
Sorry to
innit?
sell it.
Every week, innit?
Sorry to sell it.
Dundee, Bonnie Rose.
Oh, Dundee.
Fraserburgh versus Banks OD.
Dan O'Day. That's Dan O'Day's brother, isn't it?
Please, take yourself, innit?
Aye, money in the bank. I'll go with Fraserburgh. I'll be happy as well. Too cold up there.
Bucky Thistle versus Inverness.
If it's Owen, Inverness.
Thistle, Cowden Beef.
Thistle.
Stirling Albion versus Rafe.
Oh, draw.
Right, here we go. This will be a masterclass in the lower league information.
I don't know about it.
You're a man.
Not at all.
You're a man. Well done.
Game.
Dundee United v St Johnston.
Draw.
Oh. St Mirren v Motherwell.
St Mirren.
Livy versus Ross County.
It's a toughie, but they're on fire, aren't they? Livingston.
Kelly versus Hamilton.
Aye. Kelly just.
Aberdeen v Rangers.
Rangers.
Airdrie versus Edinburgh.
Airdrie.
Fort Martin versus Annan.
Annan.
Yeah. Morton v Dunfermline.
Dunfermline.
Arbroath v Falkirk.
Arbroath.
Dundee versus Bonnie Rose.
Dundee.
Fraserburgh versus Banks OD.
Fraserburgh.
Bucky Thistle versus Inverness.
Inverness.
Partick Thistle versus Cowdenbeath.
Thistle.
And Stirling Albion v Raith.
Wraith.
Paul Slane, you ready?
Yeah.
Dundee United versus St Johnston.
Dundee United.
Oh. St Mirren versus Motherwell.
St Mirren.
Livingston versus Ross County.
You ready? Ross County.
Yay! Kelly versus Hamilton.
Draw.
Aberdeen versus Rangers.
Rangers.
Airdrie versus Edinburgh City.
Edinburgh City.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fort Martin versus Annan Athletic.
Got to go for Fort Martin. I've got to go for them.
Aye, big strikers good up there.
Aye, cracking boy.
Morton versus Dunfermline.
Dunfermline.
Arbroath v Falkirk.
Falkirk.
Oh, wow. Dundee versus Bonnie Rose.
Dundee.
Fraserburgh versus Banks.
Who did you say, Derek?
He said Fraserburgh.
Banks with these.
Bucky Thistle versus Inverness.
You just gone off?
Inverness.
And Partick Thistle versus Cowdenbeath.
Cow and beef.
I want to say Thistle, but I'm going to say Cowden Beef.
Are you?
I never picked Thistle. No, I'm going to go for Thistle. I'm going to go for Thistle.
Stirling Albion versus Rafe.
And one and only Rafe Rover, Simon.
Yes!
Well done, boys.
Lads, so how you want to finish it?
This is like a cooking show, innit? Remember that? The green and red?
Oh, now did he cook?
Ainsley Harriott.
What a
like that,
gentleman.
innit?
What a handsome man.
Certainly
innit?
is.
Aye.
What was it? What was his catchphrase?
Oh, what was that again? I don't know.
Do you know it? No. Did they have one?
Was that good, Dave DeRosa?
Aye.
That caught
Right, you
on
had
there.
one.
Yeah.
His catchphrase caught on there.
Yeah. How much shagging we didn't eat? Yeah.